Hey guys, my name is Quacy Wilson and I was the previous hype man on 2024's Blue Collar Tour. So what is the Blue Collar Tour? It's a journey around the country with the employees here at Western Welding Academy. We go from sea to shiny sea, teaching the students about the trades. We'll go from the West Coast to the East Coast and everywhere in between. We try to hit as many high schools as we can in 60 days. We're inspiring these kids to learn a trade, to learn to make money and build this great country, and we teach them a little welding along the way. We're trying to teach students the importance of why the blue-collar trades are the backbone for this country. It's important to teach these kids why they need to join the trades. It's not just for recruiting students into the academy. We're teaching them about plumbing and carpentry and electrical. They need to know that these things are essential for our way of life. So when we're on tour, how do we keep these kids engaged and how do we inspire them? First, it starts with the hype man. The hype man is going to go into the classroom and rally them together, bring up their energy, because some of them might know who we are, some of them do not, but they're gonna show up and the hype man's gonna get them excited. We bring them into the room, we show them all these prizes we have to give away. We're giving away some things, DeWalt grinders, DeWalt t-shirts, we got stereos, we got sticker packs, all kinds of things just to grab their attention and get them going. And then we start some welding, and we're constantly passing it back and forth between the welder and the hype man. I was never quite a public speaker before. I was kind of always just a rowdy jokester in class, you know, but that skill kind of carried with me here at Western Welding Academy, and being able to go on tour and talk in front of people and be in front of a stadium with like 800 kids, I've never done that before. So my public speaking has got a lot better. And it drives me to encourage people to join the trades because it is so important. And you never really know the scale of the world you live in until you travel all around the world. It is amazing the amount of different faces and attitudes and personalities that you meet along the way. It really, really teaches you that there are beautiful people all over this country and all over this world, I imagine. Haven't been around the whole world yet, but when I traveled the country, I met so many like-minded, positive, good people, and that was probably one of my favorite things. One time during tour, we were getting ready to do welding demonstrations and having kids come up and they get to weld with us. We had this one student, he was very discouraged. He didn't want to do it. He's like, no, I can't weld, I don't know how, I don't want to. And I, as a hype man, brought the microphone over there with him and his buddies, and we hyped him up and we really encouraged him to get in there. And he started whipping it out and started doing some TIG welding, and he learned to love it. He was so excited by the end of it, and it reminded me of myself. When I first got into welding, I didn't even want to get into welding, but my buddies encouraged me and got me to do it, and it took me so far. So I believe that just that little thing, getting that kid to do that TIG welding, might inspire him for the rest of his life to pursue a trade. Going on the tour, a lot of people threw comments at me in a positive way saying, oh, you're going on vacation. And little do people realize that it is not a vacation. You're gone, you're away from home for 2.5 months. You're on the road, you know, and you wake up 5 in the morning, you get up, you're inside of this bunk alley with 11 other dudes, and you're trying to get ready and get dressed, and you're dipping and ducking and diving and dodging through all kinds of people, brushing your teeth and just trying to get ready for the day, stay in a good attitude, getting off the bus, hustling, getting things unloaded, getting the show set up and get running. Once you're going through, at the end of it, you're exhausted, you're tired. I've been jumping around and hyping people up, but we still gotta load everything back up, get it back on the bus, in the trailer, and then hop on the bus. The bus starts moving and you're rolling down the road. There's not a lot of me time during this. The little bit of me time is one little curtain, right? So you're on the road, you're really close with everybody the entire time, and you can't just go to the bathroom, right? You have to plan the ones and the twos accordingly, okay? You gotta know what you're gonna eat. You gotta plan when you go to a gas station. You're showering at a Flying J, right? It's not vacation. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of hustle, and it's a lot of grind, and it takes a lot of mental capacity to stay in a good mood. You know, you put 2 animals in a room and eventually they're gonna fight. I think we did a fantastic job this year on tour. Everybody got along, we had our moments. When you're on the tour bus with all these people, for us, I didn't know any of them when we started. So there was a lot of awkward silences and trying to figure people out. But being friendly, being genuine, being open, being willing to ask questions and learn about the other person, it makes it better to get along with people once you know them a little bit and have a little bit of a sense of humor. Each person is unique that is on the tour bus. There's not one person that is the same. We all are a little different and take our coffee a little different every day. So honestly, just being humble and being understanding and patient, even times when I got frustrated, there's no reason to pipe up about it. I can get over it myself. That ends there and it doesn't affect more people along the way. The biggest struggle I had during tour would have been my very first night on the tour bus. We were leaving Gillette. It was negative 50 degrees outside. I got put in the bottom bunk right away, and we're going down the road, and I've never been on a tour bus, and I'm sitting there just getting bumped around. Well, it's freezing cold. I didn't bring enough blankets. You can feel the road, you can hear the road. It was hard to sleep at first, but after a while, when I finally returned home, I had a hard time sleeping in my own bed. I got so comfortable on that tour bus after a while that going home was difficult to sleep. And I would say probably one of the hardest things that I had to do while on tour, or one of the hardest things on tour, is the constant change of elevation. When you're traveling on that tour bus, it might be 30 degrees, it might be 50 degrees, it might be 80 degrees. You might be at 400 feet, you might be at 2,000 feet, you might be at 4,000 feet. That constant change of elevation, going back and forth, that's tough on the body. And that constant temperature change, it's really hard to not get sick and stay healthy and stay positive when you're going through environments like that. Ultimately, the tour bus becomes your home, and the occasional Airbnb on the weekends, that was the cool part, is being also able to just travel these cities, never been to these towns, and getting to explore and see new things. And as much as people like to say it was vacation, it was nothing but hard work. And then you're sleeping on a tour bus, right? You're not sleeping in a hotel room in a bed. You're sleeping in a bunk alley with 11 other dudes. It's tough, it's hard work, but you gotta know that you're putting in the effort to build a better generation. You're doing it for other people. It's not about you, it's not about yourself, but it's to encourage others, and that makes it all worth it. It's super inspiring when you start at the beginning of a show. These kids are quiet, they're not moving, they're not making noise, and then you start hyping them up and bringing up the energy, and they get that light in the back of their eyes, and they get excited, and they start jumping around and making noise. And then you show them that college is not the only way. We're taught so many times that you have to go to college to be successful, and that's all they know. But we're going through and we're showing them that they can create a life, they can generate money and income, and they can be the head of their household off of one wage, working hard in a blue-collar trade. It's so cool to see. It's great to inspire these kids to do something different. Maybe they never thought about being a welder or a mechanic or a machinist, but now they are. Now they want to do something with their hands. Being at a desk and working with just your brain isn't always the best option for kids. And a lot of kids need that hands-on action. We give that to them, we give them a little demonstration and show them that there's money and a future out there to help build America. So, teachers and students, you want to be on the tour? Simple enough. We're gonna have a form come online. You gotta get your friends and all your buddies to fill out the forms. And as soon as that's done, get with your teacher or a couple teachers in your school and get them to submit as well. If the teachers don't submit, we can't make it to your school. Check out the links in our bios. Get that link tree. You'll see that blue collar tour submission. Put in as many as you can, and hope to see you next year on the Blue Collar Tour.